tribute goes out to my good friend Jerry, man. Ari, thank you for all the memories that we shared together. Most especially out in the ball field. I knew as a young man when used to hang around my brother Pete, and there are times when I hung around with you guys, which Pete didn't really like, but oh well, it happened anyways. But we were all related to the baseball community, and being from the village of Agana, if you didn't play ball, then you didn't hang around the cool dudes, I guess. So as I was growing up, you were a little older than me, about maybe 4 years older than me, and I used to watch you guys practice. I used to go to your practices, and you know, that was basically my life as a young man. When I finally reached the my adulthood, I played with the Cougars. Now, everybody in the Ghanaites who plays ball dreams about playing with the Cougars. And when I first got in at 18 years, I was a young kid on the block. But you took me under your wings and told me that the fastball, I don't care how fast it goes, will get smashed if you don't put it in the right place. So there's a lot of things you taught me as a catcher, as my battery mate. And then when your brother Jimmy took over, he was more of the type that would tell you what pitch to throw, not what pitch you want to throw. That's the difference between you and him. You just let me throw whatever felt good that day. And when they moved you to the outfield, to right field, I used to laugh at these guys trying to take second on you when the ball was hit to you. Because you had a rifle arm, Ari, that would get anybody out of second base. And if they were stupid enough to go to third, guaranteed they were dead meat. Those were the things I remember most. I treasure the most. My baseball career with you. I'm gonna miss you, man. I love you. And take care.
You know, it's to this day I find it very hard to believe our brother Jerry, man, has gone before us. But you know, like we all know, this is beyond our control. It's in our Father's hands. So I know, brother Jerry, you're in heaven looking down upon us, man, and we love you. And let me just get straight to the point now. Jerry and I knew each other a lot more when our baseball careers started with the Guam Major Leagues. Jerry was always my man. He was my catcher. I even told Pete Ojeda, whenever I'm on the mound, and you know, you want me to be at my best, I got to have Jerry behind the plate. No offense, Jimmy, you're a great catcher too, man, but Jerry and I we just clicked, you know, whenever I was on the mound. So yeah, I always had to have brother Jerry behind the plate in order for me to be at my best. So Jerry Mack, you're my man. You're my man, brother. I know you're in heaven. We're going to miss you. We love you. Adios.
Ari, rest in peace, man. There's no other words, man, but I don't know what to say, but, you know, until that day comes, Ari, and we'll meet again. Love you, man. Rest in peace, my part. Maricat, our condolences from us.
Hi, Jerry. 671-727-8412. Man, it's been a pleasure, brother. When we needed a catcher, we had a catcher. When we needed a batter, we had a batter. We're going to miss you, man, but we just know it's just another angel looking over our shoulders. Thank you. It was a pleasure being a good friend of yours. Jesus Maasi. R.I.P., my brother. R.I.P.
A childhood friend, a baseball teammate, Little League, Senior Little League, Babe Ruth, Guam Major Leagues. A high school hangout, godfather to my son Nick, and I am the godfather to your daughter Jessica. Best man at your wedding with Kathy. Many good times, Pari. Sorry I couldn't be there during your final hours. You were a great influencer and a wonderful brother. I will miss you. Rest in peace, Pari Pari.
if I could go back as far as when we were kids growing up in Agana Heights, Jerry is a couple years older than I am. We would hang out at his place, playing ping pong all day. He would always beat me. I probably will win one game out of all the 10 games we played. The scores when we play are usually close, tight games. He would have this certain laugh that makes me want to keep playing. Even basketball, baseball, Jerry was very competitive. He made me a competitive player also. Baseball was our game. Playing with him on the same team, I had to wait till the Cougars time. It was in '85 when all of us young players got back on island and we played with the older Cougars. It was a very exciting year. Having Jerry and the rest of the players made it happen. We were champion. Jerry was and will always be a Cougar, a true Cougar. Out of the field, we would always do something. We'd find things to do all kinds of stuff. Even go swim hunting at night. Come home before midnight. We always go to Rainbows and eat, and then go home. Can't wait to hang out with him every day. I would truly miss him. He was like an older brother. Come to think of it, I've never seen him get angry or depressed. Always in a good mood. I will miss him. I want to say my condolences to the family, and may his soul rest in peace. We'll miss you, Jerry. Take care. See you in heaven, my brother. Love you.
What can I say about Jerry? I didn't get to play much with Jerry. I just started when he was finishing up his GML days. But as long as I can remember, I just used to love watching Jerry catch. I mean, if you were a kid my age or younger, I never caught, but when I would pretend to catch, I would imitate how Jerry caught and how Jerry threw the ball. I would always love watching the Cougar games, waiting for him to throw somebody out because you knew it was going to happen. It wasn't a matter of if, it was when. And it was just awesome to watch Jerry catch during those games. When I finally got my opportunity to pitch in the GML for the first time, he was the catcher behind the plate. And I'll never forget, I was white as a ghost. They put me up against Continental, my first game ever in the league. I couldn't hardly breathe. I was up there, first inning, I think they already scored 4 runs. Haven't even got a hitter out. Jerry comes walking up and saying, "Hey, do you need the bathroom? I'll call timeout. Go run and use the bathroom." He goes, "Hey, that's all your family up there. There's nobody else up there. That's your family, your friends. They're watching, you know." He goes, "Have a good time. Play like you practice. Just relax. Play like you practice." He goes, "We'll get through it. Don't worry." And then, from then it really made the game easier for me. I just started taking that perspective, and the game was just a lot easier. And he was that kind of player. And that's what he did. And he made us young guys feel comfortable, and he was a good leader for us. He was one of the guys that just constantly encouraged me when I started playing the game. And as many of you know, my dad, Pete Sr., was his coach for many years as well, and he wanted me to chime in a little bit for him. He really wanted to be a part of this video, but he wasn't able to join me to get this done in time. So I'm going to just read a little something that he wanted me to mention. He says, "Jerry's a good man and a great ball player. I had the honor of coaching Jerry for many years with the Cougars and watch him catch. Not only was Jerry one of the best catchers on the island, but he was a great leader and a selfless player. I can remember the 1985 Championship Series versus the stacked Exxon Tigers. I had the honor of having three of the best catchers in the league on our team. It was Jerry McDonald, Jimmy McDonald, and Tommy Titano. And they were all hitting the ball great. He said, I was having a really hard time getting all three of them in the lineup for defensive purposes and for hitting. The only way to get them all in the lineup was one of them had to play the outfield. And Jimmy and Tommy were not outfielders. And then it says, Jerry comes up to me and says, Coach, I'll do it. I could see he wasn't comfortable. I knew he wasn't comfortable with it. He didn't play very much of the outfield. But because of how well he was hitting the ball, I was like, okay, we're going to do that. So we put Jerry up in right field, and he ended up playing right field for the rest of the series, which we ended up winning the 1985 championship. So Jerry's presence in right field, nobody wanting to run. He threw out several players at the plate, and he just stood up and did what he needed to do for the team. And he led us, and he led that team in that series by being a selfless player, and that's just the kind of guy that he was. And we're going to miss him very much. He was Jerry. You're a great man. Rest in peace. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
I'll never forget when I was a young boy, Alex Ojeda would come and visit my grandfather because they were old Navy buddies. And Uncle Alex always used to say, boy, someday you're going to play for the Agana Cougars. Well, many years later, Rudy Borja told me he spoke to Pete Ojeda, and they both wanted me to play for the Agana Cougars. I'll admit I was a little afraid and intimidated because I wasn't from Agana Heights. But I will never forget the first day of practice at Agana Heights Field. I was a little late. All the boys were there. So I put my shoes on and my glove on the fence, and I started to run my laps. All I could hear were the cheers, the yelling, and the screaming. Then came the teasing. First it was Bert Sadlan, then Jerry McDonald. I found out the hard way that this was their way of accepting you into the Cougar family. However, when Jerry teased you, it was his own special way of sharing a laugh and a smile with you. Jerry taught me from the start what it meant to be a Cougar. It wasn't about sponsors giving off-island trips or giving the best bats, shoes, and gloves. Being a Cougar meant you loved to play the game of baseball, and you never gave up, because Cougars never die. In my career as an Agana Heights Cougar, I won my first championship in 1990. I made many all-star teams and represented Guam. This would not be possible if not for teammates like Jerry McDonald. He was a humble player, and when he shared his baseball knowledge with you, he wanted you to be a better ball player and a better man. Jerry was an awesome teammate, a true leader on the field, and a great friend. Being a Cougar was the best years of my GML career, and it was because of teammates like Jerry. Many years after our baseball careers were over, we would meet at various places. Our meetings always involved a smile, a handshake, and a huge hug. We would chit-chat a bit, talk about what we've been doing, and of course our families. Our conversations would always end with 5 special words. I love you, my brother. Jerry Mack, I will miss your smile, your laughs, your hugs, but most especially your friendship. I love you, my brother. Rest in peace.